another interesting episode of the program Sports Preview on Bua Community Voice. On this very interesting episode, we'll be looking into the games coming through in the Premier League for Saturday. Amazing fixtures looking at us there. Remember that the program is proudly sponsored by www.maxbet.ng, a platform with a 100% bonus on your very first deposit. And also, you can be able to get 300 naira just for registering on MaxBet. It's www.maxbet.ng to start winning, a place where you can get online games, live games, you can get virtual games, and your payout is swift if you win. You cannot afford to sleep on this one. Just log on to www.maxbet.ng. My name is Oji Ofia, the W, and this is me welcoming you to this one. Welcome back. I told you that I won't be doing this alone. I have with me Bonfrey Joe and the man C.I. Zoro. Yes, we're talking about the fixtures. Chelsea will take on Fulham at the Stamford Bridge. Manchester United at Old Trafford to take on newly promoted side Burnley. Sunderland and Brentford will battle it all out. Between Tottenham Hotspur up against the AFC Bournemouth. And we'll see Wolverhampton Wanderers to take on Everton. Leeds United up against Newcastle United. Completes the games for Saturday. That's what pay attention. I interestingly cannot wait. I want to start with Manchester United.
Yeah.
What happened to United on Wednesday night? My mouth cannot speak. But let's talk about it. United are presented with a huge chance to get their first win in the Premier League campaign as they welcome newly promoted Burnley to Old Trafford. Despite the improved performance against Arsenal and encouraging start at Fulham, United remain winless after their opening two league outings. And their misery continued in that embarrassing defeat against fourth tier Grimsby in the EFL Cup on Wednesday night. Red Devils face the prospect of failing to win any of their first three in the Premier League for just the fourth time ever. What is wrong at United? Is Amorim done?
He couldn't even watch the penalty.
And then the two new signings were the ones that orchestrated. But let's talk about United up against Burnley.
When you talk about United, I didn't watch the match, but I was following.
Somebody should put a call across to what's his name?
He will be feeling bad. I was not watching the match. I was following up on live.
I watched the match.
You know, when I saw first half, I saw a 2-0 lead for the Grimsby side. I said, what is happening? I laughed. I went downstairs. My neighbor that was downstairs, I asked him, bro, what is happening to Man? You guys say, leave this useless place. Then in around 89 minutes, I checked again. I logged in again. I checked it. I saw it in 2-2. Yeah, I said, wow, good sign. Good, come back. You know why come back?
They are the king of comeback.
Yeah, I was asking. Let's see what penalty will come up. Yeah, these people lost in the third. Is it not the third penalty shootout? They lost. They missed it. The last one was to be Man U to get the 4-3. Sorry. 5-4 to win or 5-4. It was fired over the crossbar.
Why are you analyzing it all?
You know?
Go and sit down, my brother.
You know what? To tell you the truth, I don't think Amorim. It's like Amorim, the level of Amorim is just doing a month-to-month system of game. I remember when Arsenal was this month-to-month FC, but presently now. Presently now, Amorim is not playing that same month-to-month FC.
Comrade, off your mind.
But seriously, watching what was played out on Wednesday night, I think it wasn't luck. anybody who said it's luck is actually kidding me.
The better team won because they were
Now-
able to 2-0.
Now, Brownsville actually did something fantastic. They outdid themselves, played, and even scored 3 times. The third goal was actually a goal, but because there was no VAR there, nobody could say this is what it is. The playback was there. We saw it, and it was a goal. You understand? So, in all ramification, I'm not. In all ramification,
We the North London, the London side.
listen,
When we
in
see
all
our result.
ramification, Manchester United was beaten woefully. 3 goals to 0, but then again, we had this footage, who savaged the whole thing at the 90-something minutes. Talking about Maguire right there. But Maguire, to be very honest, is a very spectacular player. He comes in when it's always needed. He made the 2-2 draw very effective. Here comes the penalty. These young lads made sure they frustrated Manchester United. Manchester United had the entire time to salvage the whole situation, but they didn't. They had at a point the goalkeepers played. I thought Onana was going to lose the ball, but fortunately for him, he's a good player. He played, and then the keeper from Brownsville, and then they equally played and gave the goal. But here came
The mighty man.
now Mbeumo. I keep asking,
But he scored.
with all
He
due
scored during the
respect,
whole play.
with
He
all
was
due
part
respect.
of the. He was part of the skill team.
Listen,
Yeah, it was part of the response.
listen. With all due respect to Mbeumo, wherever he is listening to me right now, how old is he again?
I can't tell exactly. Continue.
Now, Mbeumo had that opportunity to salvage the situation again, and it was a massacre. Because not only did he play, he played anyway. The thing there is Manchester United on this particular one against Burnley is going to be something a lot of persons will look away from. Reasons is Manchester United might have had good fair game against Burnley head-to-head wise, having 25 of their we were having won 15 of their 25 games and then drew 9 against Burnley. But I think with the way it's Amorim wasn't able to watch from that penalty in the entire penalty shootout. It was just at the bench.
But
I want to
before you go in there, under fire, Ruben Amorim could be consoled of the fact that United they've been unbeaten in 23 league matches. That is against promoted sides, winning 20 and drawing 3. Any opponent has proved tricky in this troubled United, and in just 6 points in the league since the start of April, winning 1, drawing 3, and losing 7, the fewest of any ever present side in that time. United are in big trouble.
Yeah. But I will call back what a statement Amorim made that I think United is back.
I said
And I remember when he made that statement, I said it is too early. Like it was too early to say something like that. What you've played some average teams and you win. But now he's playing the game now. Now the game has started. The Premier League is on. The Premier League is on. The Italian Cup is on. The League Cup. Everything is coming now and playing. So the number of games a team plays determine their fitness. You understand? So I think what happened to them yesterday was fate that caught up with them. And I tell you, it won't take time. Man, you will show Amorim
no doubt about that. United have lost 8 of their last 13 Premier League home games, winning 3, and of course drawing 2. We always have to look at it. Let's look at all of the indices. United have failed to score before halftime in 29 of their 40 league games since the start of last season. Burnley have won just one of their last 11 top flight away matches. They are not very good that way. But then at Old Trafford, United are not also good. We saw that in that game against Arsenal. But you can also argue that Arsenal is a very strong side to be compared with. 9 of Burnley's last 11 Premier League road games have produced over 2.5 to 2 goals. Where is it going to swing from? What are the little details that will make a difference in this game between United and Burnley?
I think the Burnley side want to capitalize on the average Man U team that's the problem they are facing right now. The emotional one thing about it is that one emotionally Man U is not their self anymore.
And then banking on emotions, Burnley is emotionally uptight. Emotionally uptight as to their 2-0 win against Sunderland is a boost for them. So they're coming in as people who want something, not necessarily, but want a match. You understand? And then Manchester United, on the other hand, is coming in as somebody who lost the match and to crown the losing up to a side that was,
They won
down.
They won a follow up in the cup match.
You get
a 2-1 win in the cup match, and that was on Tuesday. So I think this is going to be a plus for them. They are fit and they've gone 2 games, two wins.
But you know the most amazing thing about this, when you come to the statistics at every of those matches, we end up seeing Manchester United having most favorable statistics and then ending up losing the match woefully. That's another thing too.
Yeah, they need to really concentrate on that. But Nozar Mazraoui could be in line to make a return for United, while of course Burnley they are sweating on the fitness of Maxim Exteve and Leslie Ngochukwu after the pair linked off against Sunderland last week. And we'll see what happens in this one. That's not the only game we're talking about. Chelsea will be up against Fulham in a London derby. The mighty 3 of the 2025-2026 Premier League witnesses another London derby. The time as Chelsea welcomed near neighbours Fulham to Stamford Bridge. In fact, Stamford Bridge is at the Fulham Road in the UK. You can hear every single noise from the Craven Cottage. You can hear a noise at Stamford Bridge. They are that close neighbours. It's a big game coming. After failing to make much of an impact in a 0-0 stalemate versus Crystal Palace in match day 1, Chelsea responded massively with that 5-1 thrashing in that second game. And now everybody's going to be hoping that he can continue against Fulham. But we saw Fulham against United. What are we expecting?
I think I just pray what happened last season, Fulham Chelsea, when they played a 2-1 home, a 2-1 away, a 2-1 away for both sides. Chelsea winning 1 away, Fulham winning 1 away. You understand? I just pray it doesn't play on this because these two teams they have history. And you know one thing about London side, they like giving themselves hard times. Playing it a way it will feel that yes, we are playing each other. So I think Fulham on the other side will want to at least capitalize on that draw against Manchester United. They want to capitalize on it. They won their cup match 2-0. Please, clean sheet. They want to capitalize on this. But Chelsea, on the other hand, Chelsea is on fire. To me, Chelsea is on fire. Against West Ham, they won 5-1. Not West Ham not being a well. You understand what I mean by when I say West Ham is not on their best. It was West Ham of years. You know what will happen. It won't be as much as this. But for Chelsea to have gone 5-1 against West Ham is a plus for Chelsea. So the game is open for both teams. Chelsea Fulham is open for the two sides. The magic may come from any of them.
Okay, so basically, Chelsea might be coming without Cole again. Here is another opportunity to test the 18-year-old Estado, who equally played an assist the last time he came on board. I think at this particular time we have the likes of Joe Pedro, if I'm not mistaken, and then Joe Pedro is somebody who has proven over time 4 appearances, 4 goals. You understand? I think is a good start. Now talking about individuals right here. Now coming back to Chelsea on its own, Chelsea has kept 6 clean sheets, across their last 8 home games. You get, and away from the home games, Chelsea has lost only one of their last 25 Premier League home games as favourites. Now winning 18, and then of course drawing 6. that is something to reckon with. But not to look away from Fulham, because Fulham has had this Iwobi on fire recently. Iwobi has been that particular. You know, one of the things we lack in a team, which Chelsea has through Maresca groomed Caicedo to be, is an attacker. I beg your pardon, a person who chases the ball. You understand? This particular defensive midfielder that is always seen more like what we had with Mikel Obi, more like what we had with Kante. This is what Caicedo is right now in Chelsea. And, you know, with Caicedo in that particular place, I think it might be, a little bit difficult for Fulham to penetrate. But then again, you cannot look away from that, because Iwobi is almost playing that kind of the same kind of football with Fulham. It's going to be a very tight corner. But then again, I see a Chelsea that is penetrating, because Chelsea has a more effective attack than Fulham. You understand? Having the likes of Joe Pedro on the forefront, and then having Maresca trying the lap again on that particular place, with the likes of Kukurea starting up, with the likes of Reece James starting up, with the likes of Caicedo being at that particular midfield to always chase the ball and break you at every given opportunity. I think that will be a Chelsea that we will all enjoy their match, the debut. From me to you,
yeah.
That doesn't say that Fulham is not on fire.
Yeah.
Remember, just like I said,
Fulham is, like what you said, Fulham is not mainly outside the whole thing, because Fulham has kept 5 wins in their last 6. Chelsea has kept also 5 wins in their last 6, but their last 4, Chelsea had 4 with 3 wins and a draw. While in the last 4 for Fulham, they had 2 wins and 2 draws. This is a team that both teams they have this 50%.
That's why I said that it's going to be a very interesting match, because you're saying Fulham, on the other hand, has failed to score just 2 of their last 19 away league matches. You understand? That shows a team that is equally resilient. That shows a team that is doing well. You understand? But then again, we have a Chelsea that is packed. Does Fulham have, the question to ask here is, does Fulham have good finishers? More like what the present Chelsea does have at the moment. You understand? Now, if Fulham already has a good midfield with the likes of Iwobi, just like I said, superintending that particular midfield. And just like I said before, what you need is somebody who chases the ball. I gave an example of Kante. I gave an example of Mikel Obi. You don't see those people, but they play a very pivotal role. Come to Manchester City, we had the likes of, what's his name, Rodri. And then when you lost Rodri, you saw what Manchester City became. You understand? What you just need is somebody who is there. And Caicedo is playing that for Chelsea. Iwobi is playing that for Fulham. But does Fulham have a finisher? No. Does Chelsea have a finisher?
They do.
Listen,
They do.
Compared to Chelsea, where we have Joe Pedro, where we have Delap, where we have this Estavo boy that is 18 and then proving his point.
They do have a
you understand?
A Mexican. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out in the field of play who is better. You can hear a very strong argument coming from CI0 about what he thinks about the London Blues. But let me just remind you that Fulham are still very much unbeaten this season in the Premier League. They've come through 2 draws, and they'll be looking to get a win in this match against Chelsea. But we all wait to see what the outcome will be. You know, Fulham have won 4 of their last 8 away Premier League London derbies, drawing 2 and losing 2, as many as their previous 8 combined, where they've won 4, drawing 21 and losing 4-3. And that is what we shall be looking. But of course, remember that the program is sponsored by MaxBet. It's www.maxbet.ng, a platform with a 100% bonus on your very first deposit. Welcome to the MaxBet Sure Bagger Bet segment, where all we do is to make sure that we give you the odds that will be coming through big time on this one. Let's get on to it, gentlemen. Straight up, Chelsea up against Fulham.
I think it's a Chelsea
Straight win for
I
Chelsea.
see a goal.
Go. Yeah, Manchester United up against Burnley.
I think it's a goal, but Burnley.
Burnley to win and go. Okay,
Let's say Burnley straight win.
Burnley straight win. Wow, you can take that to the bank and Sunderland up against Brentford.
I see a draw match.
Draw. What's your take?
I think it's under 1.2.
Over 1.5. Tottenham still on Bournemouth.
Tottenham straight win.
Tottenham straight
Straight
win.
win.
Taking scores. I want someone against Everton.
Say go.
Go.
It's a goal, but you have an Everton.
And Everton to win away from home at the millennium. Leeds United, we think on Newcastle United.
Say go.
Go.
Straight win Newcastle.
Straight win Newcastle, of course, and it seems that Isak is still very much missing in action. Had a meeting with the hierarchy of the team in his house. And I was still waiting to see what outcome that meeting will bring. If he's returning to training, or they will have to let him go. They have just about a week to decide what happens to the future of the Swedish international. There's a much we can take on this one. This is the point where we'll say thank you very much. Say thank you to you, one for you, and of course to you,
Yes.
I would say thank you for being there. Remember that more episodes will be coming just after now. Remember to turn on your notification button and to subscribe. I would say thank you to Oloma who was behind the camera. And we urge you all to make sure that you can follow in Google Community Voice. My name is Orji of the W. Saying adios.